gods and mortals meet. Legends rise from ancient stone. Heroes' fates are yet unknown. Travial, where the echoes call. In the night the darkness falls. Through the storm, through the flame, heroes rise to carve their name. From the ruins of the past to the battles that will last, every choice a path to tread. In this world where fate is led, Travial, where the echoes call. In the night the darkness falls. Through the storm, through the flame, heroes rise to carve their name. Through the trials, through the pain, destinies in blood are stained. Magic weaves the threads of time. In Travial, where legends glide. Travial, where the echoes call. In the night the darkness falls. Through the storm, through the flame, heroes rise to carve their name. So gather close, the tale begins in Travial, where the dark wind sings. Join the fight, take up the call, for in this world, heroes rise or they fall. Where the echoes call, in the night the darkness falls. Through the storm, through the flame, heroes rise to carve their name.
Alright, welcome everyone to another episode of the Travial Planar War. The Balladeer's adventures are going to be continuing today, so hopefully we'll be having lots of fun with that. You have myself, Ruby Mad Hatter, I am the DM, as well as multiple NPCs. To the bottom right, we have the fat guy.
What's going on?
He is playing Hedon. To my left, we have Faye Dorian, who is playing Belle.
For sure.
We have on the top left Melody, who is playing Vina.
Hello.
To my top right, we have Inquisition, who is playing Jose.
Hello, I am Jose the Inquisitor of Amuketna, and I quite enjoy my shenanigans with my beautiful white and bright wife, the lovely Foxy lady. Although I say Foxy, we are both catfolk.
Indeed. To my right is my wife Anne, who is playing Draha.
Hello.
And to my bottom right, we have Anja Woman, who is playing Rye.
Hello.
All right. So where we left off last game, you guys were in this. Give me a second. You're in Sahir. You're in a coastal city named Kashtun. You have done a small side job where you dealt with people trying to rob a warehouse. You were given the option to hunt down the crazy druid man, who apparently was the one who paid for that to occur. And you guys discussed it for a while, but you pretty much uniformly agreed collectively to ignore that job because you have other things to do. So there is that.
Yes.
With that being said, Jose and Vina went out to go find a boat. So there is that. Oh, excuse me.
Belle led the way to for a few to go find a bathhouse.
Yep, Belle left to help. I think it was Sylvana, Draha herself. I think were the bathhouse people.
Yeah. Poor
Stayed
Rye.
behind to hold the fort down at the end. I think no, who was that?
Me and Cedric.
Yeah, Cedric agreed to do that.
And
I
you
know I
said
was
that you were going off.
I was irritated about something and I walked off.
Yep.
I don't remember anybody following me.
Yeah.
All right.
The lone dissenter.
Yep.
It's understandable though. You had your own reasons for wanting to interact with the druid.
Yes. And there were other things, but yes, that was a good portion of it.
Indeed. And that is, of course, making it all so much fun on that front. Excuse me while I make sure. I want to make sure I still had the notes for the ship. Which I do. Okay, good. Good. I have the notes still.
Yay for notes.
Oh, yes. The notes are very important.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Without
Until the
notes.
party decides to derail the notes.
You guys do that frequently, so I'm not too upset. All right. All right. So, with that being said, we will start with Vina and Jose. Can you please be so kind as to give me diplomacy checks to see if you can't find information on a ship heading the direction you need to go?
Ooh. She always rolls such good diplomacies.
I mean, she is a bard.
Now, do the questers remember where we're going?
Ah,
They are chaos incarnate.
this is true. So
Give me
where
a
are you
moment.
asking about a ship and where you're going? Or do you purposely pick the right location, or do you purposely pick the wrong location?
You know what? I'm going to turn to my darling wife V as we're walking there and remark, my dear beloved white kitty, shall we give the correct address? Or shall we simply inquire as to the availability and acuity of a boat?
Well, I I don't know. I sometimes, sweetheart, I don't understand the words that you say.
Oh, what I mean to say, my dear, is should we tell the captain where we're going, or should we leave him to mutter it out of one of the others? I mean, yes, we're the ones hiring them, but still, it is a bit of a group decision as to where we've gone, or rather, where we're going.
Well, my grandfather always said that honesty is the best policy. But I have to say that it's awfully fun when you do things like that.
I roll this, which allows me to take the 2 and get a +5 competence bonus.
All right. Oh, we lost someone. Oh, Wisen. Okay.
What is it? Right. So,
That is a 34.
oh, I forgot to do my own diplomacy as well.
Okay, I was going to say, yeah. So 28. Okay. So 10, 15, 20, 25 plus 4. So 32 total between the two of you.
We will walk up. We will acquire. You know, what, I'll go up to the harbor master or whatever the equivalent is and state, "Good sir, I'm looking for a passenger ship, one that would suit both me and my lovely wife here. And how many group members do we actually?"
You have 6 players, and then 2 NPCs. So 8.
I require passenger. I require passage for 8 good people. And I look at V and I state, I take it you and I would probably be needing a room together, which reminds me, should we get a room for the throuple or?
Well, if we do that, they can have their privacy and we can have ours. So yeah, I think that would be good.
Then that is what we should do. Speaking of which, no, wait, one thing at a time. Do you happen to have a ship with enough room for me, my lovely wife, sharing a room, a throuple sharing a room, and let's see, it's 5, 6, and 3 separate rooms, or are the other 3 together in some way as well? I forget.
He thinks for a moment, goes, I think I have a ship heading, like, you see this gentleman kind of turn around. He's in like a vibrant blue robe. You can see all kinds of like arcane symbols looking like they've been, inlaid into the robe. Almost seeming like he's trying to make himself appear as a mage, but not entirely being successful. And he just looks at you. He's like an older human. You can see him kind of slightly balding. And he just goes, yes, I believe we have a ship. It will take me a little bit to look through my notes, though, to try to find it. You know how these things are. These things take time, and
Did you lose it?
there's not necessarily a need to, expedite your requests. After all, there are several requests ahead of you.
Well, I understand if you've lost it, so we can always ask someone else. You have a good day.
My lovely wife, you make an excellent point. After all, it does make you wonder how someone could lose a ship.
He's going to scowl as he is obviously getting frustrated, and he goes, there are fees for such information.
But I don't understand that because we're trying to give you money to be able to for you to take us on your ship, but you want us to pay.
It's not my ship. I am asking for a fee to give you the information for the ship I know of. Like, you could see that he is getting, like, he's trying to stay friendly, but he is getting more and more frustrated the more you talk.
He's trying to be subtle about saying he wants a bribe.
Yeah, he's trying so hard, but he's like,
Keep at it. He may break. You might break him yet.
I'm going to look at him with the genuinest of smiles Oh, I've already used honeyed tongue, so I can't use that again. And I will put a hand on my dear wife and give her this.
I'm going to do a spell on this guy as well.
Charm person. Ooh.
Oh, goody.
Now, I know that you're actually a really good person and you would like to help us out of the goodness of your heart because it's a rough world out there. And if we don't help our fellow people, then no one's going to ever be able to do anything. And then what would happen? It would be every person for themselves, and the world would just be a really, really bad place. And I don't want the world to be a bad place.
That he's just like it will see him like almost rub his temple for a moment and just go, all right, allow me to make this perfectly clear. Hand me 5 gold and I will tell you the information you require.
Hold on, that sounds. My dear wife, is it me or does that sound like a bribe?
I was there somewhere.
Sir, are you having trouble making ends meet? Is that why you're doing this? Because you can't afford to feed yourself and your family? Because I'm sure that there are temples and churches and places like that that can help you.
This guy's got to be mad.
Sweetheart, why don't you tell him about Anuketna?
Oh, fantastic idea, my sweet. And
All
I'll
of a sudden,
just
across the city, on the way to a bathhouse, Draha just shudders.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to slowly look from my wife to this person with a growing grin, like the lion that's got the zebra cornered.
Oh god.
Tell me, my dear boy.
I think
Have
you just
you
broke
ever
the DM.
heard of the great Anuketna?
Okay, no,
And
I'm getting frustrated with the map because the map is now messing up and measuring everything in squares and not measuring it in miles, which is what I set it to.
oh yay, roll 20. Yeah.
There it
And
goes.
once the singing starts, it's like Belle is like, yeah.
All right, I fixed it.
And my singing will now, like, I'll just walk right over to him, genuinely delightful, and I'll put an arm around, like, his shoulders and just go, my dear boy, you and I are going to sing to the greatest deity that has as of yet ever graced the heavens.
Give me I don't know which one. Either give me bluff, diplomacy, or intimidate. I don't care which one. I need a social roll though.
Right, as I still have. Let me actually look up which one is higher, my bluff or intimidate.
Girls, are your brains twitching? Because mine is. I think we should hurry.
Right.
I'm just like, No, Bath, no. Why is he affecting us all the way out here?
So, in this case, you will see him just kind of just be like, okay, that's it. I'm fucking done. These people are stupid. I'm fucking...
I take him by the arm and just remark, "You're coming with me, sir."
No, he's not saying this out loud. He's just like, you could see him just pausing for a moment and just goes, you know what? Screw it. This is not worth my time. You are too much of a headache. He goes, the ship is over there. It's called the Azure Wind. It's captained by, Captain Corin. Talk to him. Just get away from me.
Much.
I'm not going to get away from you, sir. My dear wife was right. You're clearly in need of spiritual help. And I know just the priests to help you.
No, at this point, he looks at you and goes, if you do not get away from me, I will be calling the guards and they will throw you into the bay with stone shoes. Leave.
At this point, I turn and go, "Guards! This man demanded a bribe and he's now threatening to kill me."
Oh god.
The guards are just gonna the bay guards are just gonna kind of look over at you and just look over at who you're yelling about and just kind of like ignore your existence.
Oh, the audacity. As for you, sir, shame on you, not wanting to better yourself. Begone, you filthy vagrant. My dear wife, let us march forward.
All right.
I'll take us straight to the boat, inform the captain how many rooms we need, where
All
we're
right.
going.
So, yeah, he basically just kind of goes, like you go over to the boat, and eventually you're, as you're approaching the boat, you're greeted by a half-elven woman who has like short cropped auburn hair. On her belt is a short sword, and on the other side of the belt is basically a club. And as you approach the belt, the ship, she's going to look at you and go, "Who are you and what do you want with my ship?"
May I present the great, the beautiful, and, if I may say so, one hell of a singer, Miss V.
That's adorable and all. You haven't stated why you're approaching my ship. If you don't answer soon, I will skewer you.
Hello there. I'm sorry. We were told that you might be able to give us and our group passage because we really need to get someplace, and there are 8 of us. And so
Where are you
we were
trying to
told
go?
to talk to you. I'm sure in character I remembered it, but off the top of my head as a player, I don't remember.
Firewing Outpost.
We're going to Firewing Outpost?
It's the direction we're heading, so I suppose we can give you a ride. She goes, with 8 people, you said? You will have to share some cabins. We don't have...
My husband and I are more than happy to share, and then we have 3 people who are traveling in the same cabin. So that's 2 cabins there, and then the rest can be put wherever there is room.
She goes, right. Okay. She goes, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spare cabins currently. So you're not requiring all of the cabins, I'm assuming, because we are going to have other passengers.
No, we don't need all the cabins.
She'll think for a moment and goes, we could probably spare you. Or sorry, no, they don't have 8 cabins. I forgot. Give me a second. I need to make sure all the officers have their cabins. First officer, quartermaster, navigator. Those 2 there. That's quartermaster. That's the navigator. That's the first mate. The captain. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 6. So there are 6 cabins. 3 on the lower deck are currently available, and 1 on the upper deck is currently available. Though the upper deck is more costly.
My husband and I are have simple tastes, and we don't need anything fancy like a nice view or anything. And I think everyone else will be okay with what they get. We just need to get back to Firewing.
Okay. You said you had 8.
That's right.
She goes, the 3 lower deck cabins are not exactly spacious, but they can easily house 2 people each. So 2, 4, 6. The upper deck cabin is more spacious and can house 4 people in it.
Well, I think the trio would be best for that. But we will, when we tell them about the ship, we will make sure that they are willing to spend the to be able to have the cabin to themselves.
Okay, well, if you want the 3 rooms, it is 95 gold. If you want the upper cabin, which I might suggest you grab it sooner than later, before someone else approaches our boat and takes it, that'll add an additional 25 gold to that cost, for a total of 120 gold for all 4 rooms.
Is this a woman or a man, did you say?
Woman.
Madam, you have yourself a deal. 100 and what was it again, gold?
120 gold. It will be up to you to work out with the cook how much you pay for the meals, as he has its own unique way of making sure that passengers pay for quality.
I'm just gonna look at him with a giant grin and go. Sorry, I'm just gonna look at her with a giant grin and go, "Oh, you have a cook on board. Marvelous. I had some ideas that would empower. This is not the time to be talking about growing belief by food. We'll take you up on the offer, and we'll be happy to talk to the cook at a later date.
Excellent.
Here you go. Wait, is there a way up to her, or do I pay you? Like, do I pay you, or
she will take the money. She'll come down to you and take the money.
I hand her the money and then state, if you don't mind, my beautiful wife here and I shall return shortly.
She goes, before you leave, she will whistle at one of the crew members, yell at them in oh, excuse me. She will yell at them in Irritaran, and they'll come down with like a small piece of paper. She will have him turn around. She'll pull out an ink pen, sign it on his back, and then she will spread a dust over it to dry the ink. It's like a cheap dust. And then she will fold it up and hand it to you and go, this is your writ of passage. If you do not have this, when you return to the boat, you will not be allowed back on the boat. You will not be allowed on the boat. Is that clear?
Perfectly.
Excellent. We ship out tomorrow with the tide. You have 1 day to get your affairs in order. If you are not here when we ship out, we will not refund your money if we ever see you again.
Understood. Thank you for your courteous and straightforward manner. Oh, by the by, there was someone running around trying to insist that we give them money before he directed us to your fine sailing boat.
That's normal for this area.
Oh, I see. Well, the virtues of never being in the city before. I take it we must return to our fellow lovable, ragtag group of misfits.
All right. Don't forget the name of the ship so that we know what to look for.
Oh, good point, my dear. What is the ship called?
I put it in chat, but it is the Azure Wind. It is, when you look at it, it is a sleek three-masted caravel reinforced for long voyages again across the desert coast and open seas. As you and that's all the information I have right now. Sorry, there is a secondary information if you ever asked about the name of the ship and more information than that. I just
Okay, now as my wife and I are heading back, I'm going to stop and just ask V to stop, and I'll turn to you and state, my dear, I would like you to be honest with me on something.
Of course, sweetheart.
Is it me, or does my fellow believer seem... Well, I'm not sure how I should verbalize this. Does my fellow believer seem a little off to you recently? That's a good way to phrase it.
meanwhile across the city.
Wait a minute, I want to hear what my wife says.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, but sometimes you can be a little bit much. I love you, but sometimes you get a bit really into your preaching, and then yeah.
Yep. All right. And across the city, Belle, you're yeah, you're sneezing.
Oh, oh la la. Yes. Oh. Ah. Here it is. I saw it earlier when we were shopping. A good scrub down before we're trapped on a boat. Again.
Give me a second. I'm coming up with a name for this place.
Here.
Oh, yes. Let's see. First, we talk to the attendant. We'll see whether or not they have anything other than the basics available. Sometimes they'll do garment cleaning while we're bathing.
All right.
And sometimes there's additional stuff when we get to the soak.
So Belle, you know of a place because your order does share this information around, especially to those who travel.
Oh, yes.
All right.
We could say that I got the details off of Sophia not too long ago.
Yep. The name of the place is called the Dar App. I'm going to butcher this like hell, so please forgive me. I'm going to type it too, so keep that in mind.
All right.
All right. The Dar Al-Shmat Al-Jari?
I'm willing to help as soon as I can see.
It's in the chat of the Roll20.
Oh.
I'll put it in
I was
Discord.
trying to look into Discord.
Yeah.
Okay. Dar al-Samt al-Jari.
Yep. being from Sahir, you know what that means. Its translation is the House of Flowing Silence.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
all right, so you gather the things you will need for the bathhouse, including a change of clothes, you know, things to make sure that you could dry yourself off if needed, if you want to bring your own, but you do know they sell those things there in the bathhouse as well.
Yep. Some people are just better prepared than others. I am leaving the bag that holds my magical pocket, my little bag of holding with Rye to keep safe, and little bit of cute moment there, and I'll leave that to other people's imagination. And yes.
All right. As you guys prepare, you'll notice Sylvana will pull out some soap of her own. It is very florally scented. It is a very nice soap. Like, you could tell it's like, this ain't the cheap lie shit. This is like the nice stuff.
All right. Yes, and usually the attendants that take care of the scrub will have their own brushes and whatnot. And this will be a place for travelers. So what?
Did you say that out loud, by the way? The attendants will be scrubbing us? Like, at this point, Sylvana's eyes just go a little bit wider.
Wait, what? We don't do it ourselves?
This is one of the more higher end ones. And what? Oh, right.
Wait, is it just attendants? Like, what kind of a situation are we talking about?
This is not a place of sexual favors. No, it's just basically a scrub down, you know, lower areas. It's basically you just bring all your own stuff, take care of your own cleaning and whatnot. We could basically skip the step and it'll cost less, but it's just...
Well, I'll give it a try. Because we'll see. All right. So you got...
I'll scrub myself down. Thank you. I don't like people touching me.
Oh, good. An important thing to know.
All right.
And yes.
So as you're...
It's one of those things that's an option.
As you're approaching, you see it from the outside. From the outside, the House of Flowing Silence appears as a large, rectangular stone structure. Its pale sandstone walls have been softened by years of the desert wind. Intricate... The music is getting loud now. God damn it. Give me a second.
He cannot hear himself speak.
No, I'm watching it jump up like really high on the thing, so people might not be able to hear me speaking in the video.
Yes.
Okay.
Balances.
Let me fix that. Let me repeat myself. From the outside, the House of the Flowing Silence appears as a large rectangular stone structure. Its pale sandstone walls are softened by years of the desert wind. Intricate geometric carvings frame the wide arched entrance, the designs depicting intertwining waves and stars. So, like, definitely an ocean and astronomy motif to it. A domed roof of green glazed tiles gleams faintly in the sunlight, with several smaller domes flanking it, each with a star-shaped cutout that allows the steam to escape with twisting like cloth ribbons throwing it into the air. The cloth ribbons are like attached to the roof and they're kind of flapping around with the steam.
Cool.
The faint smell of perfumed oils and heated water drifts from the entrance to attempt to draw in travelers wary from road and sand. A pair of heavy wooden cedar doors inlaid with brass patterns of, once again, like waves and stars, are basically open to welcome guests.
Ah. And yes, Belle is basically, yay! I get to be the one that plays translator and organize things. Which she'll, you guys get to watch her half-assed haggling because, because there's always a bit of chatter. Never trust the any written prices, and well, we'll just see what this diplomacy does for giggles.
Fair enough.
Oh, it wound up actually being decent.
All right, so you enter into the place. All right. The entrance hall. Upon entering, visitors step into a cool reception hall where attendants wait to collect coin and provide towels. I need water now, goddammit. The floor is covered with mosaic tiles in blue, gold, and white, forming what looks to be rippling wave patterns on the floor. Benches of carved cedar line the walls, and copper lanterns with pierced star designs scatter light across the polished stone. A woman slowly approaches you guys. Yep.
Oh yes.
A middle-aged woman slowly approaches you with olive-toned skin, sharp almond-shaped eyes, and dark hair streaked with a little bit of silver in it that is bound into a neat coiled braid at the back of her head. She's dressed in fine linen robes of the deep indigo color and are embroidered. They're also embroidered with those patterns of like waves and stars and things of that nature. Around her neck hangs a key ring with small bronze charms that like kind of jingle a little bit as she's slowly walking towards you. As she approaches you, by the way, you'll see her reach up and adjust a little like moon and stars hairpin in her hair, like about 3 times as she approaches you. And she'll smile and go, "Welcome, wonderful patrons, ladies, to," and she'll say the Sahiran name of the place, which I cannot pronounce to save my life. So I'll just say Dar al-Smat al-Jari. What can I, the humble purveyor of this bathhouse, provide you this fine day?
Yes.
By the way,
All right.
the smell you're getting out of the bathhouse, by the way, is the scent of rosewater, sandalwood, and jasmine oil.
Yay. Good smells, good smells. Okay. And to which Bella goes, all right, well, there'll be 3 for the baths. I guess you wanted to, we have, one that, well, this will be her first time in a proper Sahiran bath, so probably one of the more gentle attendants. And this one, motions to Draha, will be taking care of herself before the soak.
Excellent. I understand. And you are here for bathing, correct?
Yes.
Belle, you understand if she asks that, because there are
optional things.
Yes.
Yes, I know.
There are optional
There
things.
are optional add-ons. It's like, so help me. I make one request as one character ages ago, and no one forgets.
Oh no, in this case, like, when I came up with this place, I was going after what was a traditional Middle Eastern bathhouse for this time period.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually common.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, I gotta apparently add that in.
Hee hee. Gotta respect the influences.
Yeah, gotta respect the influence. All right, she will nod and go, we have a warming room back here for you to use before you change for the hot chamber.
Yes.
She'll go, with that being said, she looks at everyone and goes, it'll be a total of 150 gold for the 3 of you.
All right.
I'm guessing Belle shells that out.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Oh,
excellent.
yes.
All right.
Is like leading the charge, getting things taken care of.
All right. She will.
Is
She
there, like,
goes.
a flow chart anywhere in this room? Because Draha's looking around. Like, is there like a step-by-step guide for like
No.
travelers for this who don't have to normally deal with this?
No.
No.
This is one of the nicer ones. They don't usually deal with foreign people, or if they do, they have the attendants guide them around. Which she will actually look at all 3 of you and go, what kind of attendants would you prefer, masculine or feminine?
Oh. Is like. I think we'll be fine with the feminine. The 2 of us.
Well, we will assign a feminine one to your red-headed, your copper-haired friend there, to at least guide her through the process.
Right. Yes. And Draha, don't be alarmed. They take cleanliness very seriously here, so they have a tendency to emphasize being very thorough. That's the reason why I usually just...
All you see is Draha grab her shirt very, very tightly.
Like I said, I'll point to request the gentle ones. Anyway.
All right.
I'm the only one that speaks Sahiran, so anybody who does comment would be best.
Yes, we will make sure all attendants are able to speak common.
Wonderful.
You fine ladies, enjoy our establishment, and if you have any requests, please let the attendants know to contact me, Nalinya bint Farouk.
Thank you.
I will type that down. There you go.
Draha's just wide-eyed, like, what the fuck did I just get into?
All right, so you are led into the warm room. You are still allowed to wear clothes in here if you so desire, but this room is where you usually begin removing clothing, and they will put it away. Now, if you tell your attendants you would also like your clothes cleaned, they will do it as well for a small fee. All 3 of them will let you know that.
All right.
The fee, by the way, is 10 gold for each set of clothes.
Hey.
So,
might as well have clean clothes when we leave. Yeah.
All right, so 30 gold there. They will ask, of course, the section of the bathhouse you're being taken into is for women only, unless they work here. So, as you come into this room, which once I describe the room, I'm also going to say I'm going to describe the other people in it. All right? So, beyond the entry chamber that you have just left, into the warming room, lies a chamber warmed with braziers of hot coal beneath copper bowls of water. The air is moist, but not overwhelmingly so. Guests often linger here to adjust before moving deeper, reclining on low couches with woven cushions. The walls are painted with calming murals of rivers and gardens, while the soft trickling of fountains that are set sporadically through this room soothe the ears. In this room are 4 other women. They are undressed, or in various states of undress. They each have several attendants. Most of them female. One of the women here has male attendants. The attendants are all still dressed. The women are in light, kind of almost see-through-y pants that are designed to breathe easily so they can deal with the heat. And they have a light bandier top that like covers the breasts. The men are in baggy shorts that go down to about the knees, with slits cut into the side to once again let them be able to deal with the heat more easily.
Right.
All right. So at this point,
Draha inadvertently Googles and then immediately drops her eyes to the floor.
Right.
Yeah,
This is the part where it's like definitely where it's like, yeah, the Bella is at most giving the courtesy greetings and whatnot, but is just keeping to herself otherwise.
Okay.
Unless either of the two have questions or whatnot.
Sylvanas will be nervous at first with multiple people in the room. You can tell this is something she's not used to. But in order to not offend anyone, she will disrobe, but she will take one of the towels and wrap it around her body to cover up things.
Right. And you'll notice that Belle's being a bit shy about that too, so for all her talk as if this is all nothing, but she's being modest about it as well.
All right.
Yeah,
And Draha can probably pick up on that.
outer layers, but her inner linen shirt, the one that's closest to her skin, she refuses to take off. Like flat out, this is not coming off.
The attendant.
Nobody's going to force you to do anything here, Draha. You're fine.
The attendant will be confused at first, saying, "I cannot fully clean your clothes if I do not have all of them." But I understand that you are uncomfortable with completely disrobing, so we can always come back for that at a later date or later time, or you can go behind the changing curtains and remove it and wrap yourself in a towel like the others.
Just blinks is like, unless you have one that can function as a top, the undershirt stays on. I can wash it myself later.
As you wish. She will nod and let you into the room. Here you will reside for about a good 15-20 minutes. Like slowly bringing that temperature up. In that time, do you guys do anything or say anything? I know Sylvana will at least try to make small talk with both Draha and Belle.
Yes. And outside of taking care of business and whatnot, Belle has definitely been... She's moved on from the giggly and very distracted end of things. But, well, incorrect. She is definitely... Well, anytime that things quiet down, it's like she's definitely dropping into deep thought.
Okay.
Draha just kind of makes small talk and tries to avoid catching anybody's attention because she feels weird.
All right. After about 15 minutes then, your attendants will come for you and they'll be like, "It is time to move to the next room." They will lead you into the next room. At the heart of the bathhouse lies the hot room. It is filled with swirling mists. Marble pillars rise to meet a domed ceiling, pierced by small glass lenses that filter daylight into beams upon the steam. Pools of varying temperatures lie within the chamber, with some set into the floor and others raised on carved platforms. The largest central pool is ringed by copper braziers, scented with frankincense and myrrh. The steam baths and the heated stone slabs allow for sweating and massages with perfumed oils, as you do see several other ladies getting this treatment.
Yeah, Belle's just going to be waiting to be properly scrubbed down, but she isn't worried about any of the extra steps for aside from that, so
Okay.
she'll just be sitting back and
All right. So you are led
just
to
joining the chit chat.
you are led to a pool, Belle, of whatever temperature you desire. Some are like decently warm. There, I would say, like the temperature of a moderately hot shower,
Mm-hmm.
all the way up to near boiling. Because there are some races that like their temperatures a little hotter than others.
Yeah. Well, she'll be on definitely the higher tolerance of higher non-resistant tolerances.
Yeah. All right. So as you're taken to the water, your attendant calls over several other bath attendants. They will slowly remove your towel and lead you into the water and begin scrubbing your skin soft, like with a moderate softness.
Yeah. Well, this is definitely one of the better ones. Is like she has been is like she will make a note to make a comment to the others that is like, yeah, the first time she was taken to one of these places, she went with locals that were basically had higher tolerance and were definitely on the hazing side of motivation, and she felt like she was rubbed raw.
Ooh.
That time. But it's like, yeah, so
All right. So
this is definitely one of the better places.
Draha, as you're brought to the water, the attendant you have will provide you with things that you can scrub yourself up with. And they'll try to help you find some sort of water that is comfortable for you. You also will probably go for the hotter side as well, because you actually have fire resistance.
Yeah, I'm also from a country that hot and humidity are common.
Yeah. Sylvana will go for the lower temperature side. She won't go for like very, very hot, but it's hot for her, but definitely lower than both of you combined.
Mm-hmm.
Now with Draha, you will need to make a perception check here in a second. The same with Sylvana. All right.
Oh, really?
Yep. So both Belle and Draha will need a perception check. And I have to roll a perception check for Sylvana against Draha. Perception. I rolled that. Oh, I rolled 31. Okay.
Belle is just
like,
too
I got-
into the soak.
Yep.
Is like I definitely got heavily distracted.
All right. So, Draha, Sylvanas will notice your marks on your back. Okay? Because while you're scrubbing, the shirt does shift around, and also the shirt will get wet and somewhat see-through. Like, not see-through enough to make it obvious, but see-through enough that if someone's paying attention, they could see the marks. All right?
Yeah, and this place has still has that whole star chart ceiling thing going on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm looking at and probably critiquing as the accuracy.
For Draha, what you see with Sylvana is, like, as they remove her towel, you'll notice that even though she's an adventurer, all right, and you've seen this, it seems like her skin is almost immaculate. Like, it is rather on the paler side of where she normally would wear her clothes. Like, she's not inhumanly pale, but she definitely favors paler skin naturally. And the skin that you normally see on her has been the one that's been subjected to the sun more often than not. So her, like, her neck, her face, and her hands are more darker color than the rest of her body by I would say several shades.
Makes sense. given
Someone.
She's supposed to be Irritaran, if I remember the history correctly.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's really white. The rest, the other two of us are not.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like there is definitely noticeable things of definitely sharper distinction between the tan lines for Belle.
Yeah. I will say also, Draha, you will notice that Sylvana does not have hair anywhere other than on her head. Like, which is...
Yes, all necessary details.
Oh, no, not necessary details. In this case, this is more of a thing that, based on what you know of elves, that's probably common. Because elves don't really grow hair anywhere but their heads. Like, they can't grow beards, they don't grow armpit hair, nothing. That's just not a thing for them. Anyway, so once you are scrubbed up and appropriately taken care of, your attendants ask if you wish to have an oiled massage after your bath.
No, thank you.
So tempting, but I'll have to pass as well.
Sylvana will nod and just go, I will pass as well. We sadly do not have the time for such things today. And they're like, as you wish. And then you are wrapped in your towels again, and you are brought to the last chamber, which is, to finish, guests may pass into a cooling chamber where a small fountain-fed pool of cold water awaits. The chamber walls are lined with azure tiles, giving the illusion of standing inside a sapphire. The crisp air here sharpens the senses after the heat of the main bath.
Mm-hmm.
I.e., we just walked into a cold shock.
Mm-hmm.
It's designed to help cool you down from the bath. And it's not like frigidly cold, but it's definitely crisper than normal.
Yeah.
All right. After a good 20 minutes of that, you will be given your clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And given a place in private to change. You will notice that the clothing you have been presented has been cleaned fairly thoroughly, as well as they've all been given a nice, pleasant scent of basically that rosewater, sandalwood, and jasmine oil you've been smelling throughout the whole place.
Yay.
As you begin to exit the place, the woman who greeted you before will greet you again and smile and go, ladies, I do appreciate you all for joining us, as she like bows slightly and goes, I wish you all on the most pleasant of travels and days, and I hope we hope to be able to serve you again in the future.
Yes. And let's see. Oh, right. I suppose. And you know, it's like Belle's all, yeah, yes, I should probably do this. And with my gratitude, may you also have the fairest blessings of Admuketna be with you.
I appreciate that, lady. She'll smile and goes, what was Belle's last name? I keep forgetting.
Lee.
Lee.
And
She goes, I appreciate that, Lady Lee. By the way, you have not given her your name. This entire
yeah,
time.
if you wanted to really, if anytime you ever want to actually shake her up, is like it's when she gets her full name.
Yeah. But she'll go, she goes, I appreciate your gesture, Lady Lee. And we hope that Lady Cool here and Lady Frostfire will join us again whenever you feel the need for another wonderful session.
At that, I quirk my eyebrow and I'm like, oh, you are clever.
She will smile friendly, like kindly at you, with a nice friendly gesture, and she goes, I do wish you the best of luck.
You didn't answer the question. How did you know my name?
Belle, at this point, you could probably answer that. And she's just smiling.
Oh, is such places, let's just say this is the land that follows the goddess of knowledge. And knowledge is power.
Blink, 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 twitch.
So you guys
That's part of the reason why you stick to empty-headed chatter around here.
Yeah, as you guys leave.
As I tip at my nose.
Yeah. Alright. Heat on. Where are you going and what are you doing?
So I am backtracking the previous journey to the library temple place that I don't really remember, but the dude was in the basement studying an organ. And I'm gonna kind of just watch the building and just see if by chance the particular individual that was said studying said organ leaves by himself.
Okay. After a while, yeah, you do notice that he leaves. He's greeting people, he's saying his goodbyes, so on and so forth. It's as the sun's setting, but it's not getting dark. You'll see him leave, head to a food establishment, and you'll see him get the essential equivalent of falafel.
All right, I'm just gonna kind of like hang back and watch him, kind of see where he goes, who he talks to, see if he goes down any alleyway by himself, that anything like that.
He sticks to main roads for the most part because he seems to be doing some like evening shopping before going to his place. And like I said, he buys some falafel to eat. He does buy a very low alcohol wine.
Okay.
And like you see him buy a couple of like minor things, like a few candlesticks, or not candlesticks. Sorry, a few pints of oil, and like a few pieces of parchment, things of that nature. And you'll see him go through the main streets, and eventually, yes, he does go into an alley. As he goes through that alley, he does come to a door as part of a building, and he will reach into his pocket, pull out a key, and open the door and go into the door.
All right. Well, I'm gonna kind of nonchalantly go up to said door, kind of wait to what I would perceive as not being paid any attention to, and kind of listen to the door, like put my ear up to it, kind of thing. See if I can hear anything on the other side.
Give me a perception check. All right. So you do hear footsteps. You hear a little bit of mumbling. You hear the sounds of flint hitting steel. And that's mostly what you're hearing.
Okay, is this so I'm guessing this would be like some type of a apartment type kind of situation versus a singular house?
Yeah, it's an apartment. You can tell that like this is a door and there are several other doors that lead into different sections of this building.
All right, I'm gonna do some reconnaissance around the building, see if there's any other way into his particular abode versus this one door. And I'm gonna try to do it stealthily without being seen.
All right, give me I was gonna say a stealth check, and then give me a disable device check. All right. So you sneakily like lean up against the door. You start to pick the lock because it is locked, and you just can't quite get it.
Okay. So and this was the only way into the abode that I could find?
Yes, it doesn't have any windows. You didn't see any other entrances. There are other doors that lead to other sections of this building, but nothing that leads into his area.
Okay. I'm gonna so with knowledge dungeoneering, would it help me kind of map out what would be his particular abode versus other rooms?
No, that would be engineering.
I got that.
Yeah.
Not great, but I have it.
You really don't know. You know it's a building. You can guess where his ceiling would be, if there's not any steps down. That is.
All right, so I'm gonna kind of make note of his door, you know, kind of like look around, make note, and I'm gonna try to see if I can find a way to the roof.
All right. So you make your way to the roof. It is a 3-story sandstone building. The stone is a little rough, but not too bad. This isn't the poorest district of town, but it is the, how do I want to put it? It's not the poorest, but it certainly is not the richest.
Right.
So
Okay.
there's that.
All right. And how close would you say I am to? No, I don't want to do that yet. So I'm just gonna kind of hang up there, kind of, you know, like hidden in the shadows as best I can, and kind of just watch any traffic coming up and down this particular little alley or road.
I mean,
Maybe give him time to eat and, you know, go to bed.
there are other people that, yeah, definitely come up and down this road to get to their places of living. I would say every couple of hours, there might be a guard that goes through the alleyway.
Okay.
But it's
All right, so
it's not something like he gives a shit about the place. It's just more if he's passing through it.
right. All right. So I'm gonna try to kind of give it like, you know, like a decent halfway point between random guards walking through, and I'm gonna try the door again.
All right. Go ahead and give me disabled device.
God, man.
So yeah, that lock is not budging. As you mess with the lock a second time, you will hear a light meow on the other side of the door. And then you will hear some murmuring.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get away from the door, but I'm not gonna go just entirely too far. I want to see who comes to the door, maybe possibly to look out, because evidently I wasn't doing something right because I'm not I guess not in the right state of mind. So I'm gonna go hide like around the corner or something like that.
All right. You will see the door open. You'll see the gentleman who you were following before, and in his hand is a gray and black tabby cat that he is like lightly petting. Cat's kind of looking around. He's looking around, kind of like, Like, almost like is someone there? Like, is someone here? What's going on?
All right. I'll wait until he goes back in, give it about 10 minutes or so, and then go back to his door and
Make one last
out.
attempt.
make one last attempt. Hold on, you know, I just noticed something. Do I not have Masterwork Thieves tools? Yes, I do. I did not add the +2 in there.
Even with the +2, you still haven't succeeded.
Oh, I know, but, you know, it could help.
Nope.
Oh my god. Alright, so quickly as I can, I'm gonna pull some chalk out of a pocket, like in a thieves kind of way, mark the door that's not so obvious, but I could see it, you know, at a later time.
Fair
And
enough.
then
And then head
get out
back
of
to the inn.
I'm going to the guild, the Dark Guild,
Which one?
the Thieves Guild.
The Thieves Guild, not the Assassins Guild. Got it.
Oh, there are two that. Yeah, no. Am I part of? Yeah, I'm part of the Assassin's Guild. Yeah, that's the one I'm going to then.
Okay. You head to your contact at the Assassins Guild. As you go in, several of them kind of eye you for a moment, and the gentleman who's kind of running the place kind of looks at you and goes, "So, friend, what brings you in tonight?"
I have a bit of a situation. It's going to be a little bit of a rush job that I need accomplished.
All right, something you can accomplish. Got it. What do you need?
Well, I need somebody to, as quickly as possible tonight, grab an individual, make sure he can't see who has him, take him to a location so I can speak with him for just a moment, and then he can be dropped off anywhere the individual so desires.
All right, so you need someone removed.
No. I just need them basically kidnapped, brought to me so I could have a very quick discussion, and then them just taken and dumped in the back alley. I don't want them dead yet, but I don't want them to be able to see anybody.
All right, so kidnapping, got it. He thinks for a moment and goes, 500 gold and we can arrange this for you.
I'll give you 1,000 if you make it happen in the next hour.
He'll smile and go, I believe we can make that arrangement. And he will go over.
Challenge accepted.
He'll go over to 3 gentlemen, talk to them, hand them each 300 gold. And then suddenly you just see him disappear and he goes, wait right here.
Okay.
About half an hour later, they're like dragging this guy in and he is knocked the fuck out.
All right. I asked them if they have a somewhat private area that I could have a real quick word with him.
He'll smile and go, extra 100 gold, Brendan, you can have the private area.
Bet.
All right.
Paid.
He'll take his gold, smile, and direct you to a private room. Toss the guy in there, let you go in there, and then shut the door behind you and lock it.
Okay. Question: do I have to be in my hybrid form to bite somebody and cause them an affliction?
Yes. Or yeah, I think it's your hybrid form. Let me double check.
The hybrid form, definitely the alternative forms.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I don't think it happens in the humanoid form.
Yeah, I want to say that's the case, but I want to make sure that's. contracting lycanthropy, curse, infection, bites, scratches, and ingesting blood from lycanthropic foe, blah blah blah, once exposed. While they transform into the moon, I'm trying to see if I could find where the disease is. Yeah, you have to be in your alternative forms.
Unless he ingests my blood. Did I hear that right?
Yeah, that is one.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull out a dagger. I'm gonna kind of give my finger a good little prick slash. Get decent amount of blood, stick it in his mouth and hold it for a minute.
All right.
And then once I feel like my blood is sufficiently been in his mouth, I will pull it out, kind of, clean my finger off, walk out the door and say, I'm done.
Fair enough. Okay.
And I will head back to the inn. Satisfied.
Fair enough. Let's see. Where is your alignment count? Okay. Yep. No, you're fine for now. I'm informing you though, Guy. The act you just performed is an evil act.
I'm aware.
All right. It wasn't enough to make you change your alignment, but it did move you towards the evil side. I just wanted to give you that heads up.
It's okay. I was pretty mad about something.
Fair enough. So you go back to the inn. At this point, the questers, you have run into a cleaned Bell, Draha, and Sylvana, and Hedon is missing. Cedric is, though, maintaining the rooms.
Mm-hmm.
We booked passage on a ship for everyone. Where's he not?
Oh, he went off on his own.
Sylvana looks around and
Hopefully
goes,
he'll be back soon. He usually is, and he has a fairly good head on his shoulders, so hopefully the city won't get the better of him.
Sylvana kind of perks up for a second and goes, didn't we all agree to never travel alone?
Yes, but he disappears on his own on a regular basis despite that.
Ah, fair enough.
Anyway, we got passage on some blue ship, and we were able to get the Bell. We were able to get the three of you your own cabins. So I hope that's okay.
That should be more than sufficient.
Yeah, Sylvana will look over at Rye and Belle and go, I guess we're sharing a room.
Yeah, we
Again.
are.
Again. There's
Yep.
like nothing wrong with that.
Yep. Oh boy.
Did you not want to share?
No, it's quite alright. I'm not against the idea.
Mm-hmm.
If it helps, I promise not to throw a parade in your honor this time.
That would be most
Thank
appreciated.
you.
The disdain in both your voices.
On the way back to the inn, we had a conversation with Belle about warning us about the bathing arrangements of any other culture we might visit that could possibly involve having to strip in front of other people.
I will accept responsibility for this one, but I don't know what the setup is like in Gorano or Itagaya.
I'm from
Toronto's
Iraterra.
normally either bath
I'm looking at Rye.
by yourself or in the river.
No, we have bathhouses. and into Gaia. But they're more
Ah.
different.
I see. Well, we'll go over the details of that in due time. V, when are they expecting us for the boat?
We have to get on the boat tomorrow.
Ah, so we
And
can get
must
some good
be-
sleep. And I can do my rituals properly tonight.
Yes. With that being said, I think everybody retreats to the rooms, rests,
Mm-hmm.
and packs all their things for tomorrow.
Yes.
All right.
Anything exciting happened while we were apart, Rye?
Nope, nothing really happened.
Okay.
I dragged
So-
to just go pick up some supplies for like snackage on the ship because God knows what the food is going to be like.
Right.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right.
Of course, Rye's gonna notice the scent and be like, you smell really good.
You.
Thank you.
Yes.
And that evening is going to be probably a cuddle pile.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Once the rituals are done and everything, and definitely poor Rye is once again going to be like, we'll see whether or not any of this knowledge about magic is going to be sinking into his brain because while cuddling and whatnot, and Sylvana's definitely not escaping it this time.
No.
Belle will be making conversation about definitely arcane stuff and seeing about whether or not Sylvana knows any of the theories about, the differences between the divine and the arcane, and some of the more alternative theories, like suppose anything of basically taking a 10 to approach like addressing the supposed monk theories of ki and whatnot. And it's like she's going to also be getting very descriptive about, well, what the magic is like when she's channeling stuff through. She could definitely tell that there's, instead of the traditional arcane casting, there's definitely something different to what she has been doing other than what has been granted to her by Muketna.
Indeed. She understands the differences between the different schools of magic and arcane versus divine, though she doesn't have quite the grasp on what you're talking about, and it's definitely worth study.
Yeah. It's because Belle had been training to start casting like a wizard, but there's something about the flow is different. It's like with divine casting, it's kind of like she's being carried with the current. With arcane magic, she's clearly, say, gathering up the water to use. But whenever she does her spiritualist stuff, it feels more like being a plucked string. And of course, she's going to have all sorts of things about, it's like, but at some point, Bella's losing words to make any sense of what she's doing, so.
Yeah, at this point, Sylvana will be like, let's just rest. We'll discuss this as the trip goes on. We'll have plenty of time on the boat to talk about this.
And will Rye be boy or fox when we cuddle?
Maybe a fox. Okay.
Fair enough.
Floofy, floofy, floofy.
All right. So the morning
Drawheart
comes.
is now jealous because there's a fluffy thing that she does not get to pet.
All right. So the evening progresses. The morning comes, and V and Jose, you lead them to the proper boat.
Yes. And as we are packing up and getting ready to go, I will pull my fellow believer aside for a moment and simply remark, my dear sister in the faith, there may come a point today where you and I must have words in regard to the faith.
I see. Starting to have some. Now that you've witnessed a few of the more orthodox practitioners, you have some thoughts, I take it.
From a certain point of view, but, well, everyone has their own opinions, and mine were technically confirmed recently. But aside from that, let us maneuver on. My darling V, can you take the party to the appointed place? I don't know if Hidan is about yet, so I'm going to quickly try looking for him before I head to the boat.
Oh no! As you guys wake up in the morning, Hidan's there with Cedric.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yes.
sorry.
Is everybody ready?
Right as rain.
We.
Right. So away you go to the boat. Upon arriving, you guys the rest of you get to see the woman that was interacting with the copper-haired woman. She kind of looks at you and goes, "My name is Veya San. I am the first mate of the Azure Wind, and I am here to make sure that you do not disrupt the order of the ship while it sails. So please stick to your cabins. You will be allowed on deck, but do not interrupt the sailors from doing their jobs. I do not care if you are attempting to proselytize or educate or whatever else you want to call it. Leave them alone so they get their work done."
AK, don't approach them unless they approach you. And I poke. And I poke Jose.
I'm just going to look back and go, you think that was at me? I thought it was at you.
Now, mind you, that is while they're working. If they are relaxing, then yes, you may engage in conversation with them. But do not interrupt the work. Am I understood?
Yes, sir.
Very well.
Ma'am.
Person.
Completely.
Alright. I will take you to the boat map. Alright. So, I will put people in their rooms where the rooms you have been assigned to, okay? Let's see. Gotta grab the others. Downside of this map is it's hard to figure things out. Alright. So you got let's see, the questers. Hedon, Cedric, Draha. There you go. I figured Draha did not want to be in the same room as her brother or Hedon.
There was the option to have your own room, and she took it.
It's not on great conversation.
Yeah.
Such a shame.
Now, the downstairs cabins I will describe first. They are simple wooden cabins. There's a hole in the side of the wall where it is designed for you to look out. It is kind of a window. I won't say it's necessarily glass, but it is a see-through material that is similar to glass, and it's designed to take a hit. So if it is glass, it's like very thick glass. So you don't see out of that window clearly, but you can make out the ocean. Okay?
Okay.
In each one of these rooms is 2 hammocks stacked on top of each other. There is a simple wooden chest, and there's a simple wooden desk. Being in the rooms downstairs, you will get to smell the kitchen as it works. So there is that. And you're right outside the mess hall. Those who are upstairs, you are in the forecastle. The room next to you is the first mate's room. In your room is a 2 sets of double hammocks stacked on top of each other. There's a simple wooden chest. There's a simple wooden desk. And the hole in the side of the boat is significantly more clear than the one downstairs because it doesn't have a window.
Oh my.
It is a hole in the side of the boat. Now, it is a porthole.
You always got fresh air.
Yep. Yeah, it is a porthole. There's no glass, but it does have a wooden shutter to it from the inside. So if like water's coming in, you can shut it and keep it from happening.
Awesome.
So there is that. So that is the situation you guys are in. The boat does take off pretty quickly. And the first question I have is, who is talking amongst the crew when they're having time off? Because you will find out the names of the people who work the ship. You have Captain Darius Corin, First Mate Veya San, which you've met before. The navigator is Grelic Star-Eye Dorn, who is a dwarf. The first mate, by the way, was a half-elf.
Yeah, you brought that up a couple of times.
Okay, I wanted to make sure I did. Captain is a human. Quartermaster is a human as well, named Mira Ven. The cook is Old Salty Jaren. He's an elderly gnome who claims every dish tastes better with a pinch of seawater.
Okay.
I look at my compatriots and I just go, I'm gonna be in my room. And I just give them that pointed look of food's in my room if you want something.
I get
Right.
a massive wide grin as I remark, I think I'm going to like him.
The bosun is a half-orc with a big booming voice. He's yelling at the crew frequently to help keep the rigging and sails in order. There is a surgeon on board who is a bald human with tattoos of waves going up both arms. And then the last person that you can interact with easily is a deckhand named Lille, who is a young female elf who has just turned sailor. She was a stowaway at one point, if you listen to their the crew's stories, and they just like, fuck it, we'll turn him into a sailor, they'll be useful.
Interesting.
Alright. So the question is, do you guys talk to the crew more than just passing? Or do
As
you...
a visitor,
Go
I'll
ahead.
chat with a couple of them and ask questions about the ocean and that, just because I travel.
Okay. Anybody who's going to make conversation with the crew in any more meaningful way than, simple in passing, I will need a diplomacy check.
Well, it was made very clear not to bother them when they're at work. Therefore, I'm not.
Well, no, but there's times where they're off. Because remember, you're outside the mess hall, so you could talk to them while they're in the mess hall.
Yeah, and Belle will fairly regularly be going towards the front of the boat.
Bow.
Yeah. I thought the bow was in the back.
No, that's a stern.
Anyway, it's been a minute since I've read up on boat things. So Belle will definitely, once she gathers that most of the chaos of setting out is clear, she will be going to the top. Basically, what she is having the silly little sentimental moment of seeing whether or not there's dolphins playing in the wake of the ship.
While you're near the coast during the day, yes. At night, because I expect Belle to probably go up there at night to look at the stars.
Oh yeah, that's when she does her rituals.
Yeah.
But during the day, it's like she likes to watch the dolphins.
Yep. All right, so we have. Does Belle want to make any conversation with the crew, or?
She's more along the lines of if anybody approaches her, she'll chat, but she doesn't make any special effort.
All right. Hedon, Draha, and Jose, I will need a D6. Alright, so Hedon's got a 2. Draha's got a 5.
I'm going to make a direct. Sorry, Jose is going to make a direct point of ensuring they are off before saying anything to any of them.
That's fair. I still need a D6.
Good, he's learning.
Inquisition, I need another D6. It cannot be a 2 or 5. Stop rolling 2s, you asshole!
Like minds think of great minds
God
think of
damn
like.
it. There we go, 3. Thank God. Okay. So over the next few days, you will continue traveling. And based on the course they're going, some of the sailors are going to be telling you some things. For Guy, in this case, Hedon, you are told fishermen in this area swear that they've seen lanterns glowing far beneath the surface. Steady, not like drifting fish or fireflies. Some follow them. Those who do don't return. Draha. When the seabirds vanish and no sound carries but the creak of wood, we tend to get a little worried. You'll see some of the more superstitious ones of us clutch our charms. Whatever comes after that silence is never good. And Jose. Let me turn this down just a hair. All right, Jose. Some of the sailors will whisper you of a vast shape beneath the waves, never fully seen, only hinted at by flickers of light and shadow rolling across the water's surface. They say that it drifts silently under passing vessels, as if cloaked by the sea itself, cloaked in the sea itself. Those who claim to have glimpsed it swear that the water grows colder, and the creature, whatever it is, chooses its prey with patience rather than hunger.
Fascinating.
Yep. All right. And on the 5th night, Belle, since you're performing your rituals,
Mm-hmm.
I will need you. Well, first, let's put you up on the deck with
Mm-hmm.
Miss Daye. Jose, I'm gonna put you and Vina in the mess hall.
All right.
Graha's in her room. Cedric will be downstairs, checking on the crew and like basically making conversations with them down there. Hedon, what would you be doing? Would you be staying in your room or would you be up on deck?
I'll lay on deck.
Okay. All right, let me move you on deck. The same applies with Rye.
Remember, right? It's seasick.
Oh yeah,
Remember?
Rye is
He
C6.
doesn't like.
So side of the boat.
Wait. Constitution check.
Yep, Constitution.
Is he getting better?
Fortitude. Give us a fortitude save.
Hold on.
He could be getting better at this. We're going by boat a little bit more often.
You are still feeling seasick, but you're no longer throwing up. But you are on the edge of the boat, kind of going, ugh, you're not appreciating it.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
All right. With that being said, Belle, Rye, and Hedon, I will need a perception check.
Okay. And apparently, everybody's
What do I
semi-cruel.
need to smack Rye with to not make him want to puke?
You don't have that ability quite yet.
Damn. Okay.
If you have the options, you might be able to cast like the, I think it's the Constitution, I think might be, it's Owl's Wisdom, Eagle's Splendor,
Bear's Endurance.
Yeah, that'll up his Constitution, which will help his fort. But okay, Belle's Perception and yes, Miss Daye's as well.
All right. So this is what you'll notice. So on the 5th night, the water, like the gulls, will get quiet because you've been sticking near the coast most of the trip.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The gulls go quiet. The waters around the ship begin to glow faintly. Runes pulsing in unnatural geometric patterns beneath the waves. The crew, who is currently active, now grows nervous, and one of them goes get the captain. And as he's coming out half asleep, he just starts muttering, "Damn navigator, this is why no one sails near the graveyard."
Ooh. And the knowledge arcana is me. Well, I'm noticing rune patterns.
Yep.
And then when this guy goes sailing near the graveyard.
In particular here, it's not a historical thing so much, but history will give you some information. Ships tend to go missing here and sink. It doesn't happen.
Oh, yay.
It doesn't happen often, but it's often enough that it makes most sailors nervous about it. But it's not like, I would say like 1 out of every 100 ships deals with this. So it's not frequent. coming from the sound of the ocean, you will hear some sort of strange, almost chilling monotone noise that it seems like a series of like pitches going up and down and sounds as if some sort of communicative method, but you can't quite make out what it's saying. Bell. All right, Bell, Hedon, and Rye. Can you do me a favor and type out what languages you know real quick?
Okay. Or just copy pasta.
Yeah, copy paste.
I also have linguistics as a skill.
This is the language you have to like at least know first.
Okay.
No for Guy. No for Rye. Now we're just waiting for Bell. And no for Bell. Okay. You do not recognize the language.
Yes, but I can cheat.
Yes. And how are you going to cheat?
Boop.
Comprehend language. Excellent. The thing you will hear is essentially in a almost like mechanical voice going, non-taurine presence detected. Protocol Alpha eradication. And that is where we're gonna end.
Of course. Of course.
What?
Dirty bastard.
Oh no.
All right, join us in 2 weeks for what is going to be a fun session.
You dirty bastard.
You know, I was
no.
hoping someone would cast that spell or tongues. I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. All right.
Yep.
So I want to thank everybody for joining us who's watching this on YouTube. We appreciate you. We love you as an audience. Please come back and watch some more. It's going to be a blast. Make sure you're taking care of yourself physically and mentally. That's always important. And we'll see you in 2 weeks when I do the next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.